Daytona versus Indy with Danica. Compare the two races, the Daytona 500 versus the Indianapolis 500.
I mean, comparing driving the Indianapolis Motor Speedway against Daytona they're just different worlds, you know. They're mostly just because of the cars. They're both flat out, but Indianapolis Motor Speedway is obviously much flatter than Daytona. But Indy cars produce a lot of downforce, so. Indy was a little tougher to go flat out than Daytona. Daytona's pretty comfortable, but then again, it wasn't comfortable before it got repaved. So I remember being a little uncomfortable in the Nationwide car for the first time when I was there. So, you know, I think that it just comes down to the cars and the fact that the cars are just very, very different.
Pick the track you would like to get a win at most.
I mean, I grew up watching the Indy 500, so for me, the Indy 500 is the one. It's what made me the person and the brand and the driver that I am today, and allowed me so many opportunities and made me so much more recognizable in the world. So I would have to say the Indy 500 is the one for me.
This will be your first time driving a stock car at Indy. What do you think it'll be like?
Well, I don't know what Indy's going to be like in a stock car. I'm really excited, and it's probably the one that I'm most excited about going to. But I know that every track I've ever gone to in a stock car, having been there in an Indy car, is like light years, worlds different. It doesn't even look the same. The first year I drove an Indy car at Chicago and a stock car at Chicago, and they were within like a month. And I swore they were different tracks. They look so different from one another, visually, and the speed, and the line, and everything. I mean, the banking felt different. So I'm sure it's going to be much different in a stock car when I go to Indy, and, you know, I mean, maybe I won't like it. That's really possible. But there's just something special about Indy. I don't think that's going to happen, but hopefully I have a good day, because I've had a lot of good days in an Indy car, and I'm sure my positive attitude will have that happen.
Daytona versus Indy with Danica was brought to you by jrmracing.com. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Twitter.